Let's get started on this adorable sweet design by taking a chalk pencil and lining out a heart on this rock. This type of simple floral design is one of my favorites, and I think it might be one of your guys' favorites too, because it's been popular when I've made other similar designs. So we're going to get started by filling in that heart with some Liquitex gesso. This is just to help base coat the heart for the color and also just fill in some of those bumps. You can see this stone is not particularly perfectly smooth, but the gesso will help fill in some of those bumps. And then we're going to go over the top of that gesso with this cameo pink, so it's just a really sweet light pink, nice and calm, and give it a nice base coat. You might have to do 2 coats to make sure that you have full coverage and that you've got it in all those crevices if you have that on your rock. Then we're going to come back to that gesso and take a brush and just swirl some little circles on 2 sides of the heart. These are going to be our flowers, so just swirly. It's okay if it's not completely smooth. It can have some texture to it. That's going to help give the flowers some character. Then you're going to want to pick some extra colors. I picked a magenta, a light pink, kind of a light and bright pink, and then a lavender color for my 3 flowers. And I'm going to go ahead and swirl the color into the flowers. I am going to come back and give these a second coat, so I just kind of want to make sure all of the gesso is covered and get a solid first coat down with this step. Now when I do come back for the second coat on the flowers, I actually want to make sure that the paint is kind of wet before we move on to the next step, which is to take a fine line paintbrush and alternate some of the colors we use to base coat this to swirl those colors into the flowers. So this creates kind of that look of petals. And it's important that the paint is wet because it kind of helps it blend together and it just gives it a neat look. And you can alternate back and forth. If you feel like you put too much of one color on, you can go back to the original flower color and swirl some more of that in. You can just play with it until you're happy. And on some of these, I even put all 3 colors just because I wanted to make sure that it showed. Sometimes the color wasn't showing enough, so I added a little bit of lavender in with the pinks to make sure that it showed. Now I'm going to take my Posca PC1MR paint pen and I'm going to write the word love in the middle of the heart. And I thought about how I could make this jazzy and cute, but I actually really like it just simply written. Very simple, very clean. Now I'm going to take my Sakura Pigma fine line brush pen and I'm going to swirl some more petal detail into the heart, so it's literally just a curlicue in there to give a little bit more accent. And then I'm going to take a green paint pen and add some leaves and curlicues. Then I'm going to take that same pen and I'm going to outline the heart, and I want it to be kind of a sketchy outline. On other designs like this, you've seen me outline with glitter paint, which is also really pretty and would also be really cute on this. But I wanted this to have a similar look to like raffia string going around the heart. And I kind of think that was a good choice. I really like how this turned out, and then you put resin on it and it just takes it to the next level. I also did another design, and I really like this one because this stone had a pretty big divot in it and I was able to work with it. I put the design right over it and made it work, and it came out really pretty. Now it's your turn. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future uploads. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch, and I'll see you next time. Take care.